Hi, a lot of people come to us because they are searching for financial planners who can help them as expats and as immigrants in the US. If I haven't connected with you, yeah, it's so nice to meet you. My name is Adina Applebaum. I'm the co-founder of Immigrant Finance, which I started with my husband, Mauricio, who's an immigrant from Ecuador. We started Immigrant Finance after we struggled a lot with finances ourselves after he moved to the US from Ecuador in 2013. And there really weren't any financial resources out there to help guide us on how he could participate in the financial system. So we spent the past 10 years building resources to help guide people through immigrant finance in the financial space, no matter what their immigration status is. I'm also an immigration attorney and accredited financial counselor. So I use those backgrounds to help guide people. Now, let's talk a little bit about the importance of expat financial planning. And by the way, before I dig in further, if you want to read more about this topic, you can see in the description below that there is a link to read more on our blog about this topic. So the reason you want to think about financial planning when you're an expat or an immigrant, however you define it, is because there are entirely new financial systems, tax laws, and investment opportunities when you are in a new country. And it can be really difficult to navigate those if you're not from the US and if you don't have family members who've been through it who can help guide you. So financial planning allows you to make sure that you're able to do three key things with your finances. Number one is to maximize the tax benefits so that you can pay the least taxes possible and keep the most of your finances, your hard-earned money, your investments, right? The business opportunities you have, right? The second reason is for wealth management so that you can really manage your finances and have a system and a plan to guide you so that you're able to optimize your plans for your savings, your investments, your real estate investments you're thinking of, business investments, retirement plans, and protecting your assets. The third reason to think about financial planning as an expat or immigrant, if you are living between different countries, potentially is to think about the currency exchange and considerations around that the currency can exchange and translate money from one economy to another can give a financial hit sometimes if the exchange rate isn't good. And so proper planning will help you minimize the impact of that exchange rate to avoid fluctuations and unnecessary fees potentially. In order to find an expat financial advisor, this really is a specialized field. So you want to think about, definitely word of mouth, talking to people who might be in a similar situation, who can recommend trusted individuals who've been able to support them. You want to do your research and find those folks who do specialize in working with immigrants and expats. Always check their credentials, their certifications, and their experience to make sure that they're able to help you in particular, given your background as an immigrant expat in the US. You can also ask for recommendations from other financial professionals who don't specialize in that area, but might have folks they can refer you to, or attorneys, accountants, and colleagues who might know folks who can help guide you in this complicated area. Then you can also interview the different people you're recommended to, schedule consultations with advisors and financial counselors to evaluate their expertise, their communication style, see how you feel talking to them. Do you feel that you can trust them? Do they seem reliable, right? Ask about their approach. There's so many different approaches to managing money, right? And wealth building. So you want to get a sense of their style, their philosophy on financial planning to see if it matches with your values and your goals. And you can also get ahead in this area by starting to do a couple key things to be prepared to really lead your own financial planning yourself. And in immigrant finance, ultimately, what we always recommend is for you to become the leader with your own finances. It's always great to find an advisor who can help support you, right? And that is something that we're happy to help with in our financial counseling services. But ultimately, we believe that you're going to be in the best position forward if you are able to really learn how to understand finances yourself and the financial system in the US in a way that's going to make it as simple as possible. So what we really focus on in our key program, Immigrant Finance School, is teaching people how to be the head of their own financial system, how to lead their own finances, how to invest on their own, right? How to buy property on their own, how to start a business on their own, so that they don't necessarily have to pay a financial planner every year for the rest of their lives. So a few things you'll need to do to get started with this is to first really understand your immigration situation and how that intersects with the financial system, with your financial goals, with taxes, with investing. Get really clear on what you can and can't do given your situation. And if you don't have a visa, if you don't have immigration status, there is a lot available to you still in the financial system in the US. You'll just want to make sure that you have what's called an ITIN, ITIN, or this stands for Individual Taxpayer Identification Number. You can apply for this at the IRS, and we'll link below an article we have on our blog that guides you on how to do that exactly. You'll want to know how to budget around your goals and build a really good system to manage your money. You'll want to learn how to save and be prepared for whatever happens in life, especially being in a new country, right? How to have options and choices no matter what situation you find yourself in. And get started with retirement planning. We talk to a lot of people in immigrant finance who don't ever start retirement planning and investing, or delay it because they're just not really sure where they're going to end up retiring. And that's a really big question. And for a lot of people, it causes stress and anxiety, not knowing where they're going to retire, what country they're going to end up in, and all of the emotion and overwhelm of trying to figure that out so that you can start investing and figure out where to be investing and with what type of account. So that's something we'd love to help guide you with. Our free 30-minute consultations are a great place to have conversation, and we can give you some customized advice based on your situation, what you're thinking. Ultimately, at the end of the day, though, we recommend keeping your options open, because even if you knew exactly where you wanted to retire and what country, things could change, right? Your life could change. You could end up falling in love with someone in a particular country and settling down there in a place you never expected, and setting roots there, ending up living there long term. Or your preferences and opinion could totally change. Or maybe you have a job opportunity in a new country that you never considered. So by really not putting your eggs in one basket and keeping your options open and creating a international retirement plan based on that, you're able to preserve your options and be prepared for whatever the future holds. So in conclusion, definitely get started with financial planning. There's a lot you can do, even if there's uncertainties in the future, and we would be so honored to support you with that. So go ahead and book a free consultation at the link below, and we would really look forward to helping guide you in this process. Have a great rest of your day.